Welcome back to Planet Lizzdom, everybody. How are you? I'm Lizzdom, of course, and I'm so happy to see all of you. I am so excited. I've been grinning all day about this episode. I'm so happy to be here. How are you guys doing out there? What a wild week it's been, eh? I mean, it's so cold outside. I can't even believe that spring is around the corner. And yet here I am grinning like an idiot underneath my mask, walking down the street, which is a big deal for me because I'm having trouble going outside, even when it's just me on the street. But enough about me. I'm so excited to tell you about the guests that we have this week here at Planet Lizzdom. For those of you who have never seen this show before, it is a platform designed for you, the creators, the entertainers, the entrepreneurs, and all the creatives out there who may have felt like they lost their stage this year, but really it just changed. So even though you're in lockdown at home, sitting in front of your computer, maybe or maybe not wearing pants, you can still be creative, you can still be an artist, you can still survive, and you most certainly can still thrive. And this next guest that I'm going to bring to you this week is no exception. She's amazing. She is the head of Squidworx Media, multimedia. She does everything from tattoo to painting to commissions, masks, you name it. She's fantastic. And I want you all to give a really, really big and warm welcome to the wonderful Rashelle Squidworx. Hi, Rashelle. How are you?
Hi everyone.
Oh my God. Have you ever noticed that you start doing this? You're like, hey, how's it going? Thank you for being on the show today. I see you have part of your menagerie with you.
Yeah, I just had Paul on my lap, but he's a little camera shy, so he jumped off the moment this camera went on.
Bless his heart. Oh my gosh. How are you doing?
Not too shabby. I've been experiencing a new member of a family recently, and that's been an interesting transition and handful.
And please tell us about this new member that you have.
This is Blanche Featherow, as in, obviously, Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls. She's an Alexandrine parrot.
I absolutely adore her. She's so I love that name. I mean, I love the Golden Girls already, so.
She's helping make my vest authentic and fraying right now, so.
All right, good girl.
She's a little restless.
Well, you know what? I always love having pets on the show. I think they're a wonderful part of the family. So, I look forward to seeing more of her during the show.
There's a chance you might see her poop on me as well. So I apologize in advance.
I kind of hope that's going to happen. I mean, it is good luck.
I bet most people do.
Now, listen, there's so much that I want to cover. I'm going to try to keep it down to an hour tonight. But guys, you need to know that I've done a lot of pre-show with Rashelle, and I'm so happy to say that you have been so busy this year. Wow. Like, I have goosebumps. I really do.
Yeah, it's definitely been a busy year, especially when you're trying to keep busy, to keep the sanity with COVID and lockdowns.
Well, and something that I like to talk about is, losses versus wins, and I know that you wanted to, off the top of the hour, really address something personal and special to you about one of your friends. And I'm going to give you a little bit of the spotlight here for a second.
Sure.
Wrong spotlight.
Yesterday, let me just give a little quick briefing on this story, is that last year, out of boredom, I got on Snapchat and sent a small group of friends daily snaps, and obviously shamelessly looking awful in most of them and ridiculous and hilarious. One friend joined in not too long ago, and every single day we would Snapchat to each other. And for the last week or so, I haven't heard from her, so I decided to send her a quick little message seeing how she was doing, because something in my gut was telling me something wasn't right. And she mentioned yesterday that her cat Wally had a heart attack and heart failure and was declining rapidly. So she had to make the hard decision that a lot of us pet owners have had to make. And that happened yesterday at 2:00. And I wish I could have been there with her, but obviously due to COVID restrictions, we could not. So a little bit of a memorial thing for her I decided to do, which I've done for a bunch of friends this past Christmas, was do a little portrait painting of Wally. And that's Wally. This is from a picture she sent me of him actually wearing the tie. and he's super handsome Maine Coon. And Steph, this is for you. I love you, and I'm so sorry that happened, but you can have Wally at least in a painting from now on. Mwah.
I think that is so special. That is so sweet of you to do, and that means the most. Anyone who has a pet, which really is, their fur baby and family member, would appreciate something commemorative like that. That's a big deal. When you had actually, and this is actually the perfect segue, because back at Christmas, my sister Monica had actually commissioned you to make me this amazing set of nesting dolls. And the very last nesting doll actually was of my cat, Jack. And I want to show everybody because it's just outstanding. Here we go. I think it's in here. And I mean,
it's a tiny one.
Yes, I mean, all of it was so amazing. But then as soon as I came down to the very last one and it was Jack, my heart just burst. It's a really big deal. And I see that you've done so many different nesting dolls. You've done Hilarious House of Frightenstein, which I love so much. What is this?
Never ending story over there. Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, and Stephanie is saying thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Love you.
Stephanie sounds like she's a pretty awesome person. Oh my God, you did Star Trek?
Yeah, that was one of the first sets I did, and I sold it at Fan Expo last year. Yeah. Actually, I guess it would have been the year before now, so.
Okay, that's really awesome. Tell me about Fan Expo. How was that for you?
I've been doing Fan Expo for many, many years, helping a friend of mine, Jeff, with his, oops. She decided to go somewhere else right now.
Right.
So yeah, I was helping my friend Jeff work at his booth, Candy's costume store. And also, I really, really wanted to eventually do my own booth as Squidworx Media, because a lot of my art is fan art, which obviously fits there. I got into it and I got accepted right away. I got an amazing booth, amazing location in Artist Alley. And I had a blast. It was such a great experience. Of course, it was a learning experience to do it myself for the first time. I had my husband and one of my best friends, Patrick, be my helpers. They were incredible. And I had everything set to do it again last year, but of course, because of COVID, it got canceled. And they were deciding they were going to do this very small version where there would be a lot less people, but it was still costing you almost the same amount per booth. So I opted out, and it looks like same deal is probably going to happen this year, where it's either not happening or they do a small version. And I just don't quite think it's safe enough yet to have that many people in an enclosed space. So it's sad because it was such a fun experience, but it'll have to wait.
No, and I mean, that's totally fair. It is what it is right now. And, I always talk about, BC versus AC, before COVID, after COVID. And, I always ask everybody, at the point when the first quarantine happened for you, when was it and what were you doing when that happened, artistically?
Well, I was actually getting really excited for Fan Expo because there's so much prep to do. I had paid for all kinds of prints and I've done so much artwork and was trying to get ready for that. And then we were told that it wasn't going to happen. I had to find another way to work because I couldn't tattoo anymore as well.
Okay.
Lockdown. So I got into making fabric masks, and I ended up donating about 300-400 or so to the elderly and to people that couldn't afford to have them. And then I'd sold a bunch as well. And then people helped donate money so I could be able to make a whole bunch to donate to retirement homes. And I made a shout out on Facebook to a group that if you have elderly parents that need some, I can mail it to them, or you can, do a contactless pickup. So masks were a huge, huge, huge part of the first bunch of months of lockdown. So
I bought some. There's me. These were the first batches of masks I bought. Actually, I bought some from you and I bought some from Kimberly Gondrella, and I still use them to this day. They're so fantastic. And are you still making and selling them?
funny enough, I just got a large order from an axe company, an axe throwing academy. It's called Axe Academy.
Cool.
And that just happened today. And thanks to one of my clients and friends, Roger of the Collective, he passed them along. And the Collective is an awesome group of guys that do great catering around the city.
Very cool. Well, I'm just showing some pictures of the masks that you are making and can make, and all the wonderful other.
I'm very into sewing, as you can see as well. You end up during COVID try to find ways to get busy. So sewing, because of the masks, it got me trying to refine my sewing skills, and knitting. As you can see, my beautiful model Ripley.
Yeah.
And I got into knitting hats. I've been now knitting hats for my husband, myself, my family. I've even made myself a bikini.
That's awesome.
That's probably my favorite thing, because I got into making a proper blouse and a sleeveless shirt there. So it was really kind of cool to just hone on a bunch of new skills.
Boy, did you ever, like, I've been a knitter for a long time. And when you first started learning, I was like, very cool. And like most people, when they first learn to knit, they learn stitch and purl or knit and purl. And it takes them a year to make a scarf.
Well, I actually started when I was 14, but I put it down for so many years. And then I have osteoarthritis in my hands. So unfortunately, while I'm tattooing, they get angry very easily. So I couldn't do that. But because of good and bad news, lockdown, I was not tattooing. So, oh, sorry. Little mishap here. You're okay?
That's okay.
I'm so sorry. Okay, honey.
Oh, and by the way, thank you very much, Ruby Rocks, for the hair compliments. I really, that means a lot. This was not a lot of fun to do, but a lot of fun to do.
Are you okay?
Oh, poor sweetie.
The joys of having a bird.
Oh my God.
They're unpredictable on so many levels.
Before I forget, Susanna Meza wanted to let you know that these paintings are all so much fun. She's really enjoying your art right now. So I just wanted to kind of celebrate that a little bit. Guys, thank you so much for your comments. Keep them coming. This show is for you as well. Like, let us know what you think. If at any point you have a question for Rashelle, put it in the comments. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, and it's one of the bunch of the paintings that were shown were actually done on tiles and like bathroom tiles, and they're done with 50-year-old Humbrol paints. They're enamel paints that I had given as a gift. So I love doing retro cartoons, things like that. So that's a little obvious from what you can see in my art.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find some of the art that does show your skills in terms of when you are doing the retro cartoons and stuff like that. I think it was under multimedia arts, one of them. Because I know the art shows that I've been to, you have some really amazing.
What you're showing right now is I did a horror series. So they were all like classic horror movies. It was not last year, I guess the year before. Did that at in Parkdale at the Grand Trunk. It's my friend Allison's bar, which she's been amazing. She's been hosting my art shows for the last bunch of years. And it was a combination of my husband's birthday, which is near Halloween. So yeah, it was an awesome party and good times. And so I did a bunch of prints and paintings and original art.
Here's you guys at Halloween. I think this was your
first Halloween together. That's over 5 years ago. And we take it very seriously.
As you should. Halloween's a big deal.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. There's so much of your work that I want to celebrate. Actually, here's some more of your art. I actually ended up buying one of your prints for my boyfriend for his birthday because I loved it so much, and he loves The Shining so much. And we have it in our house right beside a picture of the Shining twins. And every morning when I look at it, it just makes me so happy. Let's see.
That's great to hear. I love that.
Oh yeah, this one here, but Danny, I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, so it started off actually with Futurama fan art. Back in 2006, I started doing the paintings. And 2007, I did my first art show, and then had another Futurama one. And that's where after that was The Shining. then the Big Lebowski, which I'm an ordained Dudeist priest. It's actually a religion it's from the Church of Latter-day Dude. And I actually have a certificate and an ID card and everything. And I for my second wedding anniversary, I actually got my husband Joe ordained as well. So, and there she goes. If my ears start bleeding, just let me know.
Oh, Blanche.
Oh, Blanche.
Blanche. Oh, Blanche Featherow. Well, no, I think that's really cool that you're an ordained minister. Is that what I heard correct?
Yeah, it's not technically 100% legal in Canada because every province has different rules. It's more so in the States. I actually was the officiator for one of my best friend's weddings a few years back. He just got justice of the peace to do the paperwork and everything, and then I performed the ceremony. So that was a really cool experience for my friend Daryl.
That is so cool. I mean, what don't you do? You know, it's phenomenal. Like,
I'm not very good at math. I'm sorry.
You know, that is absolutely forgivable. Neither am I. If I can count it on these hands, then we're doing okay. You know, I always loved how my teacher was like, "You're not going to have a calculator when you're older," you know, and I'm like, "Really?"
Oh yeah, right. Don't kids use calculators all the time now in school? I think that's a normal thing. Hello.
It's totally normal. Oh my gosh. Now I know I have a lot of people actually making comments about your tattoos right now, and I have a few of your tattoos, and obviously I want to get more, but I wanted to talk briefly about your ink work because it is some of the best that I've seen when it comes to pet portraits and fine detail. Like it's there's going to be a picture of your cats on your hand, and it's just outstanding. Like it blows my mind what you do.
Thank you. I like to be very diverse when it comes to tattooing. When people ask me what my style is, it's kind of everything. It goes with just being an artist and not wanting to pigeonhole myself. But I've been doing it for 16 years now.
Wow.
I have a private studio, so it's by appointment only. But it's been really hard during COVID because it's been almost a total of 8 months of not being able to tattoo because of the lockdown. So it's been the longest in my 16 years not tattooing. The longest I think I went was 7 weeks before that.
Oh my gosh. So that's a huge jump. 7 weeks to 7 months.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you literally must be itching, you know?
It's like a withdrawal. So
absolutely. Well, I don't know if anybody knows, but you actually started this beautiful chess piece a little while ago on yourself.
I'm not trying to just show off my.
I want to zoom a little.
But it's the reason why I started doing this was I've always wanted to do a chess piece like this. My father's name is Peretz, like Peretz. But as kids, my sisters and I would always have to try and tell people that the pronunciation is like the bird, like two birds or multiple parrots. So I love my dad so much. He's been such a huge help with everything in my life and a big inspiration and a really big support. So I started doing this chess piece on myself of two parrots for my dad. So and then I ended up having her like less than 10 days ago in my life, and it kind of works out.
How did Blanche Featherow come into your life? Because each of your pets has a wonderful story.
I've always wanted a parrot. I've always thought that they're one of the most fascinating animals out there. The fact that they're able to mimic our words, if they're the only species that can. They're so intelligent. They live anywhere between 20 to 30 years, so they have the same kind of or a similar lifespan. So they're a forever friend. And I decided to look around and see if I could adopt one. And I was in a parrot group on Facebook and someone messaged me directly saying that she needed a home because he meant to get 2 males and one of them was a female, so the other male was trying to mac on her all the time.
Oh no.
Yeah, he didn't want to have babies. He didn't want the responsibility. So Joe and I drove to Trenton, 2 hours there, 2 hours back in the middle of that. Was it like a week and a half ago, that horrible storm that was going on?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And we brought her home, and it's been nonstop adventures since, right? And
yeah,
that's the story.
I love it. And thus concludes our episode of I'm learning how to do a voiceover, but I really wanted to say, the cuteness, it burns. That's what I want to add. She is so precious. Like, what a great addition to your family. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. We love her already. And she's been getting along really, really well with our Siamese cat, Cassia, which is pretty cool. So
I've noticed, well, you've been really open about kind of posting pictures of your family as it's been growing, you know, and it's really been interesting to watch the different personalities of your pets and how they kind of...
They definitely do have huge personalities.
I love it. I mean, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure there's a part of you that really enjoys being at home all the time with them. You know?
Yes and no. I'm not going to lie. It's wonderful to be around them. However, it feels like you have a bunch of permanent toddlers. And mine are all very, very needy because I'm home 24/7. They get very clingy, especially our beautiful, beautiful, wonderful Husky Shepherd mix, Ripley.
Yeah.
She's had separation anxiety, so she wants to be touched all the time.
Of course, of course. Oh, Donna wants to know what you would teach Blanche Featherow to say first.
We're trying to teach her a bunch of general words of the hello, I love you, kiss, kiss, things like that. I'm trying to do, I do this to her every time I see her. I'm like, hey, good looking. So, I need a little bit of a boost. So I feel like if I see her all the time, she says that to me, it'll make me feel better. But realistically, I love fart sounds. I'm not going to lie. I want her to make some fart sounds.
Oh, yeah, that'd be so cool. Oh, my gosh.
I'm basically a 12-year-old boy here. I like potty humor.
I am also a 12-year-old boy, and I feel like I need to find a whoopee cushion to send you so you can just practice every day with her. Like, come on,
I make the noises with my mouth all the time.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh. Now, I'm curious, have you been doing any art since Blanche Featherow has come into your life, and how is she is she giving you space?
So here's a little bit of a challenge I've had. I haven't had an oil painting commission in a long while. And I just had one. Another friend had to put away her cat, unfortunately, put down her cat. And a mutual friend of ours commissioned me to do an oil painting of that cat.
Oh, wow.
And because the oil paints are toxic, I can't have her on my shoulder or even in the same room.
Ooh.
So I get very distracted, obviously, very often, and I have to go and check up on her and see how she's doing and go back and forth and make sure that... Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry, speaking of which.
Now she's on the pillow. Hopefully she's actually going to be okay there. She fell asleep earlier on a pillow. It was really cute. Sorry about that.
Oh, she's so cute. Here, I was
working on an oil painting, and I've also been working on... I have 6 nesting doll commissions right now. 3 of them are from a good friend of mine that she ordered. She's obsessed with Transformers.
Okay.
And I'm doing a set of the Autobots, Decepticons, and Dinobots.
Wow.
And they're very detailed. It's probably going to be my most challenging set to date to do.
I would say so. I mean, I remember doing Optimus Prime for a boys' bathroom painting for a bar a couple of years ago. And it took a long time. Like, my hat's off to you for attempting that.
You don't even realize until you're drawing it that it's like, oh my God, it's so linear. There's so many little lines everywhere going on. It's so technical because you have to make sure everything's proportionate. And it's been a challenge. So
For sure. Well, do you find that you prefer to draw more organic things versus mechanical non-organic? Like, do you have a preference?
Yes, I think I like more organic, but I love the challenge. I can't say no to it because I love trying new things. So I wouldn't. If someone said, draw this and it looks like the most complicated thing, I'll at least give it a shot.
Okay. I mean, it's always nice to challenge yourself for sure, Martha says that she loves the portraits that you have done for her and that you did a mural in her condo.
That's my mother-in-law. Hi, Martha.
Hi, Martha.
And, she's a very beautiful long hallway in her condo, and at the end of it is the bathroom, and she wanted right on the door this very 80s-esque mural painting. It's kind of abstract, and it's got this woman's face and all these different cool colors, and she was just like, this is kind of a little bit of an idea what I want, and go nuts with it. So
that's really cool.
I did a portrait of her once for her birthday as well.
That's amazing. What would you say is the most, I guess, unique commission you've ever had?
Oh boy. I think I would say the biggest in the sense of actual size and hours was a mural in a mansion in Rosedale. And it was a friend of my cousin who hired me to paint her baby's room. The room was about the size of my entire small house. And it was ivy vines everywhere and butterflies and caterpillars. And then this, in the middle of it, was just sort of black outlined, slightly cartoony skyline. And this just went throughout the whole room. And then there was also like blue fluffy clouds everywhere. And it took dozens and dozens of hours to do. I think it was at least a couple of months of work straight.
I can believe it. I absolutely know how long it takes.
Yep. Oh, yes, you do know. Yeah, it's Graceland for sure.
Oh, yeah. But it's a labor of love, But do you ever find, and I know during the pandemic, every artist that I've talked to at some point has had incredible difficulty picking up their brush or their pen or any other tool that they normally use to create because they're just so fatigued.
I have my days for sure.
Yeah.
Those are the days I have to say that you just kind of have to let yourself have a me day. Or in my case, I love to do something like take a bath, take my iPad, sit it down and watch some TV movies, some murder documentaries, whatever. And you just give yourself that time. But I do put a cap on that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel good about myself if I'm not creating. So it's just a challenge I've had to do, but I love to create. So if someone's given me that commission work, I'm grateful for it, especially right now during COVID.
Yes.
So I don't want to disappoint somebody, and if I have to force myself to go sit in my studio and pick up that pencil or that paintbrush or whatnot, I do it. It's the discipline that you have to have in order to keep yourself with a paycheck, basically. And
I agree. And, I'm putting up your URL right now for everybody to look at, because if they do want to commission you for anything, this is where they should be reaching out to you. As you hold up your wonderful Society 6 mug.
Oh, you mean this?
Oh, you mean this?
Yes, this is David from the Lost Boys. It's a painting I did that both of our friends, Bevan, purchased at the Horror Art Show. And you can get this mug if you go to Squidworx Media /com/shop. And then you can also go to Society 6 facebook.com/Squidworx Media, and you can get a bunch of different stuff, all kinds of merch with the print of David, or the Ghost Rider tattoo I did, the Big Lebowski scene with Donnie's ashes, like a bunch of different ones, even Gizmo.
Absolutely, and I'm bringing these up so that people can see them. If you missed it at any point, you can rewatch it on YouTube later, or you can reach out to myself or Rashelle, and we can definitely give you all the information you need to get your hot little hands on these, because I love my mug. I use it all the time, but I actually don't use it to drink from. I use it to hold all my paintbrushes.
I do that with a lot of mugs as well. I have a huge mug collection.
Well, I find as an artist, I really like to surround myself by other people's art, and believe it or not, coffee mugs with other people's art on it is one of my favorite ways to surround myself, because I always need a place to organize my brushes and my pencils, and
that's how I do mine. And in my studio, I have 2 of your paintings, and then your little cards as well on one of my shelves. Your artwork is very inspirational, and I love it. It's so colorful.
Thank you. My favorite thing about being an artist is being able to appreciate other artists. I know growing up, sometimes I felt a little threatened or jealous of other people's talent. And
that took a long time for me to get over as well. I agree.
Yeah. And it's funny. Once I got over it, I don't know if you feel the same way, but once I got over it and started appreciating other people's art, my art got better. All of a sudden I wasn't so worried about, doing better than everybody else. I was so inspired by everybody else.
That's something I also do with tattoos. Is it's important to be able to go ahead and check out other people's art. And I don't mean by any means copying, but artists work based on inspiration. And that's how we function. We have to be inspired, and being able to look at other people's art and say, that's awesome. What can I get from that? Not copy, but what can I take with me with that? You just start to get a little bit of a mishmash of different things, and then you find your own style and what makes your art yours.
It's true, and it is a process. I think a lot of people do forget sometimes that and this is exactly what Susanna is saying, or what I'm going to say. It's how we grow. It's how we evolve. And
yeah, Susanna, I agree.
And how do I put it? When we lift each other up, we all rise together. Mm-hmm. There really is glory enough for all. And if we were all the same, it'd be really boring.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm so curious. Hold on, I gotta show this. Marco.
That's my eldest sister, Judy.
We're very, very proud of you. Absolutely. I mean, I have to say, even just watching you this past year grow, and I've been saying this to quite a few people, because, I do go on social media every day, and I do look at what people are doing, and, it is so reassuring and motivating to see you work and to see you, push forward and, increase your hustle and hone your skills, and like where you are now versus last year is so different, but so much more elevated.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you should be so proud of yourself.
I'm trying.
Now, thinking forward to a year from now, where do you see yourself being, and where would you like to be?
So I would love to be out of the city. I would love to have a studio barn where I can tattoo, I can sew, I can paint. I'd love to do carpentry. I'd love to do just any project I possibly can in a space like that. I'm a little bit limited in the space I have now, but that might not happen for a couple of years. But that's my vision. I'd love to be able to just full force do my multimedia arts. Excuse me. Till then, I would love to continue tattooing if we can ever get this COVID thing taken care of. I believe in safety first. That's why I have not been doing tattoos.
No, and thank you for that.
We have to look out for each other.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I want to continue doing. I love doing the nesting dolls. They're super fun. I love doing paintings. I think I just want to continue what I'm doing. I'm pretty content.
Well, and that makes me so happy to hear, because it is easy to kind of go off the rails and just kind of get mired in that pandemic fatigue and the depression and all the darkness that comes with it. But you're right, creativity saves you so much in that way. And being being kind to yourself is really kind of the first step, because it's true. Some days it comes very easily, some days it doesn't.
Agreed. Yeah. If you're not kind to yourself, and especially as an artist, you're not going to create. It's not going to happen. I mean, you can, I guess some people create in a sense of from their depression or from where they're hurting. I have been always the opposite. I have to be in a positive, good state of mind in order to create. So that's why it's important for self-care. It just really is.
It is, and it is essential, and it's weird that we have to constantly remind ourselves that it is essential, because it should be an innate fulfillment that we're engaging in. And it seems to be the last thing that we do these days.
Yeah, I think people need to take that time. I mean, some people might be like, oh, well, I can't be selfish like that. I can't just take that time for myself. I have to do this, do that. But you're never going to actually excel in anything you do, even if it's to take care of your family. If you don't give yourself that me time, if you don't give yourself, even if it's just going, I'm going to take 1 hour of my day to just do something that makes me happy, that makes me feel relaxed, that makes me feel like I can compose myself better throughout the day.
Absolutely, and I think one of the positive takeaways of this lockdown is that, a lot of people are coming back to that sensibility, that innate understanding that, you do need to refresh your batteries, refill the well, as it were. Take the time, take the time to cook yourself a meal that you love. Donna's asking, is there a meal that you would want to prepare that you never had before? A lot of people don't know. You're a trained chef.
Yeah, so I did spend about 5 or 6 years cooking professionally in restaurants. I love to cook and create, and as I've obviously shown you guys in every way possible. So my husband's my guinea pig, and I try all kinds of different meals on him all the time. I don't know if there's something that I haven't specifically tried yet that I want to do, other than something I've been talking to with, he's like a brother from another mother and father to me, my friend Chris. We've been talking for about 13, 14 years or something like that to do a proper, sorry, vegans and vegetarians, but a proper pig roast. Like his family, they're from Hawaii. And we've been talking about doing a backyard kind of pig roast for a really long time. And that's something I would love to be able to do. I don't actually eat pork very often. My background is Jewish, and I grew up not being able to eat it until the 7th grade, when I was on a class trip, and everyone was like, get the Jew to eat bacon. And everyone just piled around me, put all of their bacon on my plate, and they're like, eat it. And I couldn't not eat it. It was just, sorry. Again, vegans, vegetarians, I'm really sorry, but it was so damn good. And
that's a lot of peer pressure.
But I don't regret it. I'm sorry.
That's totally okay.
And I'm really excited that I'm going to be 40 this year, and I asked my husband Joe for a smoker. So I'm really looking forward to smoking all of the things.
Oh my gosh.
But not sorry, I don't smoke the wacky tobacco anymore. I quit that about 3.5 years ago after smoking. Right. 5 years, so.
And that is, that's amazing to do. Congratulations. I know that wasn't easy for you to change that lifestyle.
No, it was one of the most difficult things of my entire life. When your body's so used to something on the daily from such a young age, I was 15 when I first started. It does become a withdrawal situation of it was a horrible about 3-4 months. So
No, my hat's off to you. I was a smoker for 14 years and I quit cold turkey, and I know how hard that is to do. I think for myself, it's been,
Congratulations.
thank you. It's been so long that I don't really know the exact number. I think 15 or 16 years now.
That's
So
amazing.
never
That's
looked
why
back.
I quit cigarettes as well about the same amount of time ago. So that's yay us.
I know, yay us! Now I just have to get back to my intermittent fasting schedule and everything will be great again.
You can do it.
Well, you know what it is? I mean, going into lockdown over the Christmas holidays, I rediscovered my love for tea and cookies. I have a big love for tea and cookies.
Tea
And
and cookies.
when I say cookies, I don't mean 3, I mean the entire box. When I say tea, I don't mean one glass.
You boo boo.
Like, so, we are trying to get back into control, back on the plan, as it were, but I'm not going to lie. There have been some moments that have been really, really hard.
Yeah.
But just like everything else, it's all about creating positive habits and behaviors and just having the goal and remembering that.
Yeah. I can't agree more. So
it's hard, but you know what? Having those goals and having those different points of purpose keep your head together.
I would like, if I can, on the note of self-care and doing things to keep yourself happy and busy during COVID, I gotta do a little bit of another promotion of my Sex and Socks Adult XXX. Oh, there we go. Coloring book.
Here, we're gonna go like this. I'm gonna give you the.
There we go. And this is a coloring book that I created. I think about almost 4 years ago now. And you do not have to have a sock fetish for this, but you have to be LGBTQA plus friendly, and you have to enjoy the naked body. So I'm going to show you a few pictures and read you the little captions. This is available on in my shop only, as well as Amazon. You can find it on Amazon, but I'd prefer that Amazon doesn't really get my money. So we can start off with the second page is the one I actually colored in here. And it says, Andy can't come to the phone. She's tied up at the moment. I did color another one. I forgot how many I've done actually in here. So this one says, Fernando really loves his new socks. And you can see I drew the little hearts on there, and you have to have the little extra, the veins and everything, and the little hairs, Here's another one. Asa knows how to ride him like a champ. And this is not for homophobes, so in any way, if you are, well, but also this isn't for you. Jim and Stu try out a new wrestling move at the gym. And I won't show you them all, but I will show you the last page, which is the most epic. This is just, the caption is fun for everyone. It's all inclusive. Everyone's connected. No one's left out, because no one likes to be left out in an orgy. It's not fun. And there's 15 pages of lots of kinky fun, and I don't hold back. So if you're interested in grabbing a copy, there are limited copies left. So go on to squidworx.com shop and then click on the Sex and Socks coloring book and get yours today.
I love it. And it's true. You just gave some people some really great sex ed. But I love that nobody is left out in the last picture. Like, everybody gets to participate.
No, nobody wants to be the one left out in an orgy.
Absolutely not. Oh my gosh.
So, it's inclusivity.
Susanna, you're right. I do want to go to that gym as well.
Oh, me too.
No, thank you for showing us that because, it sometimes I forget just how much you do. Again, the first thing that comes to my mind all the time is your tattoo work because I love your tattoos. So I want to get more all the time. But, you do, this wonderful coloring book. You do different work that you sell in Society 6, commission portraits,
And I do Lizzdom tattoos, everyone. If you want a Lizzdom flash art tattoo, please come to me. I will make sure it turns out perfect.
That's right. I forgot that we had done a partnership. Isn't that terrible business?
Well, it's because of lockdown, because I'm not tattooing. But I have our lovely friend Donna already got one of yours, and I have a friend that as soon as the lockdown is done, she's also getting one of yours as well. So
yay! I'm so excited.
Obviously, I'm going to be getting one as well. So
I'm so excited about that. Oh my gosh. Okay, very quickly, is there anything that we haven't covered yet that you that I may have missed?
I'm not sure if you can screenshot it was in one of the videos, but there's a mask that I did that took on and off 4 years to make. It was in the horror art show. If anybody's seen Donnie Darko, it was the Frank mask.
Yeah.
And I'd sold it. It was there you go. That's the one. It was very, 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 very hard to part with because it took so long to do it and I loved it so much. But someone gave me the right price and I had to. It was also mounted on one of the 3 plate there. It was a wooden plate, basically. It's a wooden board that the person that made my cakes by Carrie Ann, for our wedding, it was one of our wedding cake bases. And then I had stained it, and it looks like, like a deer head on a plaque kind of thing. So that's what I did with Frank, and that's probably one of my most prized pieces because it was so much work and it kept on breaking and I kept on having to fix it. So,
oh my gosh. Well, I saw it in person. It is absolutely fantastic, and I hope that you'll make more like that in the future as well because it really is so good.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe we're already at 8:49 p.m. What the heck happened? Where'd that hour go?
Flew by. Even flew by literally. Blanche tried to fly by, and now she's very comfortable. Just in case anybody was worried about her freaking out before, she's super comfortable, and you can tell because she's not stretched out. Once they sort of lean over and stretch their necks out, that's more when they're alert. And when they stretch down like that, like she is right now, that means she's actually very calm and chill. And if you were able to hear it, she does almost this slight teeth grinding kind of sound. It's her just being comfortable and happy. So
that's very cool. I'm so happy that she's so comfortable being on the show today. Guys, do you have any other questions for Rashelle? Very quickly, speak now or forever hold your peace. I know there's usually about a minute or so delay. So while we wait for a second, I'm going to do a little bit of shameless promotion because I think it's about time I did it because, at the end of the day, the internet costs money. Streaming apps cost money. I'm so happy to bring this show to you. And if you guys love what I'm doing, please don't hesitate to send a little bit of love. It goes towards running this show, community access, cable, streaming. It all comes from somewhere. It comes from a place of love. And if you really do want to continue to see what I'm doing and support what I'm doing, any little bit of love is welcome. Even a fancy coffee.
Tip her.
I would be super grateful because this has actually been a saving grace for me. I started it out of love for a friend who was feeling very down and out about not being able to perform. And, I felt this calling to make a show for you guys, and any help to, assist me in continuing to make this show is greatly welcome because really at the end of the day, I'm healing by helping and you're healing by helping. It is such a wonderful exchange and it's giving me something to look forward to every week. And I truly hope it's giving
I enjoy your shows.
Thank you very much.
I love your shows. They're so much fun.
Thank you. And I really, I hope that you guys are out there are enjoying this as well. Feel free to send me any comments, requests, people that you might want to talk or, hear me talk to in the future. Any tips and tricks, anything at all. Like, even if you're just having a bad day, you need to say, Liz, I'm having a bad day. Send me a picture of a cat, something. I'm totally
our chin pictures.
Yes. Oh, wait, we didn't do it yet. There we go. I can't get a good one today from this angle. I'm so disappointed. Usually I can do better. You're very welcome, Lady. Lady says thank you.
That's my other sister.
I love it. At the end of the day, we're only human. None of us are perfect, and we got to embrace it, right?
Yeah. Oh, can I have to. Sorry. My husband's my muse, and I love him more than anything in the entire world. And he's the one that came up with the nesting dolls idea, by the way. He is super, super inspirational to me. He's super supportive, and I just wanted to do that little shout out to Joe, my husband, which is really weird calling him Joe because we have all these pet names. But thank you. I love you so much, and thank you for all the support you always give me.
Yes, thank you, Joe, for being so awesome. I mean, truly, when I look at you guys, you are the couple goal in my life. You're the couple that I want to be because you guys are so. Oh wait, let's do it again. Oh, stop! You're the talent. the way you two support each other, and the way you're best friends, and the way you both just are constantly looking to help each other is amazing. I knew from the get-go when I met Joe and saw you guys together, I was like, yes.
I would never ever get through lockdown without him. It's been my sanity is having him around. So yeah.
No, and he's just one of the best. He's a Ghouligan. We have a group of friends called Ghouligans, by the way. So all my Ghouligans watching tonight, I love you guys, and I cannot wait to be in the same room as you again soon, being ridiculous.
And playing Drenga.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We will have to talk about Drenga another time, guys. It's amazing. It is the greatest game ever invented.
It's a drinking Jenga game, basically.
It is. And I believe the first time I played it with you, I was told that I have to talk about myself in the third person. And I think I did that for a good year before everybody was sick of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Get that then, Ghouligans.
That's right. On that note, I'm looking at the time, and again, as much as I would love to make this a 3-hour expose, and I suspect we're probably going to have a part 2 at some point. I really do want to thank you so much for being here, Rashelle. There's so much love in this room for you here.
I love you so much. Thank you so much, and you've been such a huge inspiration as well. Like you keep trucking, and I love it. I love it.
Thank you. I'm so happy you're here. Blanche Featherow, thank you so much for being such a great wing man, girl, bird. Got jokes. Yes.
Don't forget to tip Liz, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rashelle. I will see you soon. And I'm going to go make a formal goodbye to everybody. Folks, I mean, thank you so much. Oh, sorry, Rashelle. I think I cut you off early. I'm so happy to spend this hour with you guys every week. I truly do look forward to it, and again, I absolutely mean it. If there's anything that you want to discuss or explore, or any artists that you would like to hear from, please reach out to me either at Lizzdom on Instagram or Facebook. Oh, wait, here we go. Yes. There, I hit the wrong thing. There we go. At Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Send me a line. Send me a picture. Send me a request. Anything. Just don't send me eggplants. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me this week. Please tune in, turn on, take part, because you never know who is going to land right here on Planet Lizzdom.